Yo, what is up, YouTube? Today I want to talk to you about how it is okay to be looked at as a failure and why you should not fear that. Before I get into it, I just want y'all to know that I have an online business. The link is in the description. Show a brother love. I'm working real hard on it, and I just appreciate if y'all would, buy merch if you want merch or two, probably get your parents, do whatever the hell you want. But anyway, I want you to know that being looked at as a failure, it's not always a bad thing. See, when you are doing something that is out of someone's point of view, they look at you as if you are a complete and utter failure. And they don't look at you like that on purpose. They just think that the only way to win in life is if you do the same thing they did. That happens with a lot of people. A lot of people will assume that you're a failure because they don't see what you're doing. They don't know what you're doing. You probably set a goal to do something, and they look at you and be like, you're not supposed to do that. If you do that, then something bad will happen. I'll tell you what, though. I don't think that being looked at as a failure is a bad thing anymore. That means you're progressing. If you're actually trying to do something. Now, if you're not trying to do nothing, then you failed at life. And that's not really even a failure. If you're happy, then you have succeeded in life. Everybody is so obsessed with money, I understand that being obsessed with, having money, I understand that having money is going to help you, I understand that. But at the same time, money can't buy happiness. Happiness is the best thing that happens in your life. You can be the richest man in the world. And I'm not saying that I don't want to be rich. Who the fuck wants to say that? You could be materialist. If materials bring you happiness, then you happy. But most of us, if we get materials, we're going to be happy temporarily. We will not be happy all the time, which is why my goal is to be rich. That is true. That I can say is true. But I see it better now than anything that money won't buy happiness. When I get up there, when I get money, when I get the fame, when I get money, when I get financially independent, I will be happy. I will be happy because I'm working on my happiness now. But I will also know that the material things that I get from, being financially independent will not make me happy for long. This is my first iPhone. People hype me up about it, They were like, hey, iPhones is good. They do this and that and that and the third. And for the first 2 or 3 days, I was like, damn, this phone is actually really cool. But over a period of time, I got used to it. And I'm not going to say that I'm not happy with it. But it's just a phone. I can't take it with me when I die. That sort of shit. So that long saying, don't be worried about people's thoughts altogether anyway. Like, being looked at as a failure was one of the things that I was scared of the most when I was 5, when I was 10, when I was 14. Shit, even last year when I started this journey, being looked at as a failure was a really scary ass thing for me. Now I look at it like this. In order to become something successful, you have to have trials and tribulations. And I won't say being looked at as a failure is a trial or tribulation, but if you looked at as a failure or not, a lot of people are going to want to help you. So that part of it alone, that part of it is what's the trial for me. Is the fact that I'm going to be looked at as pathetic, I'm going to be looked at as the boy that don't want to do shit, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to get much help from people like that. But for people that understand where I'm coming from, see, this is another video that I'm going to make up. But if you get the people that understands what you're trying to do, then that's the support you need, which is also brings me to another point. Not everyone's help you will need. Get as much help as you can, but if that person is not trying to help you, then you don't need help from them to begin with. It's just simple as that. Or at least you won't need their help at that time. There's always going to be a way out of something. Always. Just a lot of people, they're like, I can't do it. Why? Because they're too lazy to even try to get out of the situation. So that's why they're like, I can't do it. I give up. But if you're like me, giving up is not an option. If you want what you want in life, giving up is not an option. As y'all know, like I said in the last video, like 2 weeks ago, my goal right now is to go to Japan. And within a year's time, I want to be able to be living in Japan. Now, I know of a scholarship that will let me live down there for at least 5 years. I'm going to work on that. But before I go there, for the 5 years, I'm going to test the waters. I'm going to go there a month, a couple of, I want to say a month or two ahead of time, and see if I actually like the place. Because if you don't like something and you just full-fledged go into it and you don't know if you like it or not, then why would you do that? If you don't like it, then why would you just full-heartedly just put everything into it? Besides Canada, I've never been out of the U.S., so I don't have much experience with Japan, so I'm just testing this out. But however, I can say there's a lot of things that it's not going to always be cases like, going to Japan and testing the waters before you actually go in. I'm fortunate that I have something I can be able to do this, because I'm saving up money and I'm currently really good at it right now. I have a good amount of money. But the thing with it is, you're not going to always have the chance to be able to test the waters. You got the testing the waters is actually just experiencing it yourself. And if you want a good life, you gotta take what you're passionate about, and work with. Sometimes it's more efficient for people to see, hey, this person is actually working. And sometimes it's not as efficient, especially if you're an introverted person and you don't like all your shit out. Like me, I don't like to tell everybody what the fuck I'm doing. I don't like to tell everybody what I'm doing. I do cryptocurrencies. I got an online business, man. Like, what the fuck would I be doing, telling everybody all this shit? I don't give a fuck. If I feel like I want to talk to you about it, then I will tell you. But if I don't feel like I have to tell you that I have this online business, or that I do cryptocurrencies, or that I'm trying to go to Japan, like, why would I tell you that? It's my grind. So a lot of people are going to assume that I'm a failure. But if you're an extroverted person, you don't give a fuck what people think. Don't get me wrong. I don't give a fuck what people think. I just assume that. I don't give a fuck what people think. I just don't like telling people my business. So if you that person that don't like to tell people your business, you're going to be labeled as a failure because you're going to be, they don't know what you're doing. They don't know what you're doing. You look like you're a lazy bum that don't do shit. So you're going to have people saying you're a failure. It is what it is. But if you know that you're not a failure, if you see what you're trying to do for your life, if you can see the end mark, then that's all that matters, and you need to keep going. I don't give a fuck what nobody else say. Anyway, it's been your boy Holistic Rouse. See the holistic picture. I'm out. Make sure you get a bit of that little sketch strip that I do. Peace. Love y'all.